The Buddha once said, all conditioned things are impermanent. Yet we live in a world where death is feared, avoided, and rarely spoken about. Why do we fear death so much? Is it because we see it as an end, a loss, something unknown? But what if we told you that death is not the end? That it is simply another transition, just like the changing of the seasons? Today, let us explore why you should not fear death through the wisdom of the Buddha. From the moment we are born, we are moving toward death. This is an undeniable truth of existence. Yet, in many cultures, death is seen as something tragic, something to resist. But in Buddhism, death is not an enemy. It is simply another phase of life's cycle. The Buddha taught that all things in this world are subject to change. Just as a river flows continuously, never remaining the same, our lives also move forward in an endless stream of change. Death is not a final stop. It is a continuation, a doorway to another state of being. When we deeply understand this, we begin to let go of fear. We see that death is not something to be anxious about, but rather a part of the natural rhythm of existence. We fear death because we are attached to our sense of self. We believe that we are this body, this mind, this personality. But the Buddha taught anatta, the truth of no self. What we call me is just a temporary collection of thoughts, emotions, and experiences. Our body is constantly changing, aging, and renewing itself. The cells that made up our body 10 years ago are no longer the same cells we have today. So, what is the self we are so afraid of losing? When we let go of the illusion of a permanent self, we also let go of the fear of death. Because if there is no fixed me to hold on to, then what is there to lose? The world around us is in a constant state of change. Flowers bloom and fade, rivers flow but never stay the same. The seasons shift from spring to winter, nothing remains static. This is anicca, the law of impermanence. We suffer when we try to resist change. We cling to youth, fearing old age. We hold on to loved ones, afraid to lose them. But no matter how tightly we grasp, life continues to move forward. Once we accept impermanence, we find peace. We see that everything, including death, is simply part of this natural process. And instead of fearing the end, we embrace each moment fully, knowing that life itself is a fleeting but beautiful gift. In Buddhism, death is not an end, it is a transition. The law of karma states that our thoughts, words, and actions shape our future. Just as a farmer plants seeds and reaps the harvest later, the energy we create in this life carries into the next. The Buddha compared death to changing clothes. When a set of robes is old and worn, we discard it and put on a new one. Similarly, when our physical body is no longer useful, our consciousness moves forward, shaped by the karma we have created. If we live a life of kindness, wisdom, and mindfulness, we create positive karma. This ensures a peaceful transition and a favorable rebirth. Instead of fearing death, we should focus on living well, so that when our time comes, we can leave this world with a heart full of peace, not regret. Our fear of death often comes from attachment to our loved ones, our possessions, our achievements. We fear losing what we have built, the relationships we cherish, and the identities we have created. But the Buddha taught that attachment leads to suffering. Everything we cling to will one day change or fade. The tighter we hold on, the more pain we experience. Instead of resisting, we can learn to let go. We can appreciate our loved ones without grasping. We can enjoy life without fearing its end. And when death comes, we can meet it with open arms, knowing that nothing was ever truly ours to begin with. The practice of mindfulness teaches us to be fully present in each moment. When we meditate, we train our minds to observe thoughts without attachment. We learn to face our fears, including the fear of death, with calm awareness. Many Buddhist monks prepare for death by meditating on it. Instead of avoiding the topic, they reflect on it daily, seeing it as a natural part of existence. This practice removes fear and allows them to live and die with serenity. Through mindfulness, we too can cultivate a mind that is not troubled by death, but rather embraces it as part of the great unfolding of life. Instead of fearing death, we can use it as a teacher. The knowledge that life is temporary can inspire us to live more meaningfully, to love more deeply, to speak kindly, to let go of grudges. When we recognize that time is limited, we stop wasting it on trivial worries. We stop chasing things that do not truly matter. Instead, we focus on what is real: compassion, wisdom, and inner peace. The Buddha himself faced death without fear. He taught that the enlightened do not grieve the end, because they understand there was never a true beginning or end, only continuous change. Great monks and masters throughout history have passed away peacefully, even joyfully. Their wisdom shows us that we too can prepare for death by cultivating a mind that is free from fear and full of understanding. Death is not the end. It is not to be feared. It is simply a part of the great cycle of existence. When we accept this truth, we free ourselves from suffering and embrace life fully. If this wisdom resonated with you, please like this video, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to our channel for more Buddhist teachings and life insights. Until next time, may you walk the path of wisdom and peace.
Subscribe to my channel